In this video, I'm going to show you how to get the best possible lather using a shaving cream that's intended for the brush. Now, there's a number of steps that you need to follow here, and once you master this, you should be getting a very voluminous, slick, buoyant, beautiful lather. Firstly, we need to wet the brush. As you can see, this brush is just soaking. Because it's a synthetic cruelty-free brush, then it doesn't really need to soak as long as an animal hair brush would. We simply wring out as much of the water as possible, so it's wet but not soaking. We take the shaving cream, and in this instance I'm going to use a bowl, and put about an almond-sized portion in the actual bowl. We then take the wet but not soaking brush and start to agitate gently. Now, this is the key here. We start gently to begin with until we see a kind of rudimentary lather forming. Now, one of the things you'll note about this particular lather is that it actually has quite large bubbles. Bubbles are the enemy in this instance. We need to remove as many of those bubbles as possible, and the best way of doing that, of course, is to use these round clockwise and anti-clockwise swirls in the bowl. I'm not pressing hard at all. I'm just moving this round and round and round, and then in no time at all, you'll see that it's starting to form what I would call a proto-lather. This is not the finished product, but it's well on the way to becoming so. Now, in the brush itself, we have some product, and I always like to remove as much of this product from the bristles, from the brush itself, and use that to assist in further agitating and swirling and, of course, building the lather. So in we go again. You'll see that this is now starting to gain a bit of volume, and I just normally do it for about 20 or so seconds the second time round. And now I'm going to remove more product from the actual brush. You'll see that it's giving up quite a bit of product now, and it's developed a bit of volume, and this is critical. And you'll see that the bubbles have now started to almost disappear. We've still got some large ones there, which means that we need to keep working on that lather. So let's get back at it again. Clockwise, counterclockwise, and pretty soon you'll find that the lather has become quite thick. Now, there are some things that you should look for. Firstly, you should look at the consistency and see whether there is a glistening, sort of yogurty kind of look and texture in the lather. And the second thing is, our primary aim is to try and get these little peaks. You see those peaks? That's very, very important. Once we've reached this peaking in the lather, then, well, we've peaked essentially. This is it. This is ready now to be utilized in a shave. You can scrape out the product and go again. In fact, let's do that now, just to show you how much product has managed to come out of this single dose of cream, shaving cream that I used. We'll go again. And now that's really building up. I like to do that anyway because I also am a head shaver. And so that means that by using as much of this product as possible, I get the protection and the slickness that I need when I'm shaving. And that's what you should be aiming for. So let's say you don't have a bowl. Well, the principle is fairly similar, except this time I would put the cream directly into the fibers of the brush, a wet brush, but not soaking, and then use gentle swirling strokes on my face. But before I even go there, I like to use gentle paint strokes backwards and forwards. And what this does is it evenly distributes the cream on the skin. And then I start to slowly give it a bit of a swirl, paint, swirl, paint, swirl, paint. And then if you require more water, just dip your brush into some water and you'll find that that will build. Is it going to look like what it's looking like in this bowl here? Well, kind of, but it'll be on your skin. So it won't have the same appearance, but I can guarantee you that it will have the same consistency. Now, of course, this takes practice, but the more you do this, the better you'll get at it. And in fact, what I would suggest, and what I always suggest to people that are starting out in this, is to just have a few practice runs, even if you're not shaving. So build a lather either in a bowl or on your face with the method that I just showed you. and then see how you go when building that nice textured, thick, voluminous, yogurty lather.